What's going on, guys? JP here. We had a lot of requests in the last video that I was simply playing too much Pudge. So with the new hero rotation in Heroes of the Storm, we decided, or I decided that I'm going to go ahead and play Witch Doctor. Now, Witch Doctor, this is the first game I've ever played with him, and I think he is a incredible hero. You start off with, of course, your 3 active abilities and then your 1 passive. You can see down there. Your Q is basically a nuke. It's a long-range nuke, not too long. You can see it over the edge, or sorry, the range when you select it. Your W is probably your strongest ability. I think it's one of the strongest abilities in the game right now. What it does is it creates a zombie wall after about a second or 2 of being on the ground, and then pops up and traps whoever's inside of it. It does so much damage, an absurd amount of damage. We're going to be seeing that in just a second. And then, of course, your E is Plague of Toads. And we're going to see Zombie Wall right here. You can do so many things with this ability. You can create awesome walls to wall off your opponent. You can wall your opponent in. It's just super strong, and I love it so much. The passive ability for the Witch Doctor is a poison that is applied to targets, as you can see right here. And I took the trait of whenever I kill someone with that, kill a minion with that, you get an extra HP and MP boost. I thought it was going to be pretty strong, but it turned out to be not all that strong. But let's go and focus on the game here and really talk about this. So there's the zombie wall. Look at that. Look how much damage it does to him. Simply owns that guy, and I was able to pull off the 2v1 here as MOBA of Wrath was good at kiting that ETC. I'm going to go back and click that Moonwell, get up to full HP, and now we're just going to have a little bit of farm. You can see down next to the character portrait, I have the, I forget the name of it, but the Siphon Life and Mana ability stacking up, already up to 7. By the end of this game, I was up to, I want to say around 100, and it only gave me like 150 more HP and like 90 mana, roughly. We'll check it out here in a bit, but he has pretty strong auto attacks. Once again, here's Wall of Heroes, trapping them both. Like, so much damage, so strong, so much utility. I think the Witch Doctor right now is probably top 2 support, if not the best overall. He just does so much damage, and his talents are also really good too. I think Poison Enemy, which is what I end up choosing here, is really good. It does so much damage. It scales super well with this hero. You'll see later on in this VOD that I actually am able to 1v1 the Lich King. And just basically DPS race him. Granted, he doesn't have that much DPS output, but it just does so much damage. Then we see the wall of zombies, once again, just doing a little bit of zoning. I'm able to control that tower here on this dragon map. That was the E, the Toad ability. It does some damage. It does pretty good damage. I think the best damage is right at the start, so if you're getting meleeed and you can hit them with all of those toads at once, it'll really do a lot of damage here. This Muradin I'm playing with is he's pretty good. Muradin, I think, is probably not the best laning partner. He might be pretty good, though, with this hero when it comes to being able to jump into the zombie wall, because then it's just more damage. Any hero that can blink in there is pretty good. I think maybe Zeratul might be one of the best laning partners, because if you get trapped in that zombie wall with Zeratul and he's able to cleave, it's a ton of damage. It's a ton of damage. So I'm going to run back and get that other Moonwell. Moonwell timing, I think, is going to become really important. I think they really need to implement a timer on the map. There's a timer in the tab, but I like being able to time the abilities without having to hit tab. So I've heard they're going to be doing some design changes. But once again, look at this. Zombie wall. That guy's dead. So much damage. Really wasn't that hard to land either. I know Notorious Pig is a pretty good hero. I played a couple games with him later, but even the level, what was that? The level 7 talent actually buffs the damage of the zombie wall, which is kind of nuts because now it's going to do more damage than it already did, and it does so much. One issue I did have with the Witch Doctor is he's obviously a support hero, so he has a hard time going toe-to-toe with a lot of the Assassin's characters, but as you level up, one of the talents that you can get is the shield ability. And I think that's a really, really strong ability because most of the time you're going to be wanting to focus the Witch Doctor, especially when he gets his ult. But here I am once again 2v1ing those guys and delaying it for just a little bit longer. We weren't able to secure the Dragon Knight in the middle of the map, but nonetheless, they're probably going to come down from the top right here, and I kind of sensed that, so I backed up. But I wasn't really all that scared just because of how strong the W is. Here we go again. Let's see if I land the zombie wall. Might actually be able to land a bunch of damage on this guy. Oh, he sensed it that time, but I used my W, or my poison. You can already see how much damage that's doing on him. Try to get some wall attacks here, but his range is just not all that strong. All that far, rather, but I still can Q over. At this point, I've wasted too much time. That was kind of a bad play from me, being too far over there, not able to support my Muradin. The rest of the lanes in this game are doing quite well, so I didn't have to worry too much. Obviously, a very team-oriented game, so if your team's doing well, you're going to be doing well. We're going to be pushing mid. I think I go mid here. I'm not too sure. Oh, wow. I'm already at 98 stacks. Okay. I didn't realize I had... Or, no, that's 38. 38. Sorry, I was having a hard time reading the text down there. Trying to stop them from going mid, but I realized that I don't want to just face plant into them. So let's go check out what's going on in the mid. Kind of a bad call by me to not call out that ETC was going mid, but our ETC, I wanted to stop him here. We've got a Malfurion on our team. He's a pretty heavy support hero. Has some good utilities, but here are the two ults: Ravenous Spirit and Gargantuan. I ended up choosing Ravenous Spirit because I've seen it do just massive amounts of damage, and I think I end up 1v1ing that I referenced earlier here in a little bit, that Arthas up top. The other one is basically a giant pet that follows you around. I don't have too much experience with it, but this one seems pretty good at this point in time. Waiting for that Moonwell and getting that XP mid. Eventually I do go back up top. I think maybe after this creep wave I end up doing it. You can also creep clear with this hero incredibly fast. He's really, really effective at pushing. You can see actually their Witch Doctor right there trapping. One of the things too that not that many people were doing is we just got owned there by the ETC ult. One of the things that a lot of people are not doing against Witch Doctor is the zombies don't have all that much HP, and that might be the one saving grace that makes that ability not as strong as a lot of people like myself would think. Where if you have an AoE clear like a cleave on Zeratul, or say if you have Mortar from Sergeant Hammer, you can really wipe them out quite quickly. I can start to see my teammate here whining a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. Once again, another zombie wall. It forces those enemies in the back there, even though I missed it, and kind of splits the enemy line there. Just a super strong ability overall. Any ability that can create some sort of geometry in the map is going to be very strong. I'm trying to catch up with this Witch Doctor. I do end up catching him. Look at the damage that is put out on this guy. He tries to do it to me. And you can see actually right there that something, I think it might have been the toads, just wiped the front of those zombies out, and I was able to get out. I end up going with Dead Rush here, which is another ability that that buffs my W's. So now, you can see right here, after the zombies have spawned up, they then jump out of the ground and become active for a little while longer for a little bit of extra damage. I really focused this build, like I said, this is the first time I played this hero, but I focused it around the zombie wall ability just because I think it's a super strong ability. And you can really front load so much damage if you basically face roll all of your hotkeys, including poison. We'll see that a little bit later on in the match. So I'm down here just collecting a couple XP, as no one else on my team was down here. You got to have someone in the lane, as well as buffing up my HP and mana with that passive. We got so many Dragon Knights in this game. I feel like we weren't too effective with it because the team wasn't fighting with him, but he still is very strong. Team fight up here. I'm checking it out, seeing if I can get in on the action. Arthas is a hero that doesn't do all that much damage. His Cinder Gosa ult is actually really only good for pushing, but there's another W. ETC actually knocks him out, but it was still strong because the geometry was in the map and they had a hard time getting around it. Body blocking, there's the ult, by the way. You can see how much damage is done with it. Body blocking in this game is incredibly, incredibly strong, especially with a hero that I like to play a lot, such as Stitches, where if you can actually hook someone and you have two of your teammates forming like a triangle and use another wall, you can actually hook them into that wall if you're at the back of that triangle, and the hero is just screwed. All he can do is sit there unless he has a blink or he's high enough level to afford the blink ability. They end up getting some creeps here and pushing. This is where I start to have trouble. Rex, who is a very good Zeratul player. I actually played a bunch of games with him after this match. Always playing Zeratul. But his ultimate ability makes it relentless to get away from him. He is so hard to get away from. So because of that, I ended up choosing Shield, and we'll see a little bit later in the game how effective it is against a DPS that tries to focus you. Granted, in a much higher match, my team would be supporting me in the sense of stunning and CCing some of the opponents on myself, but a lot of that lies on me not messing up my zombie wall. So they're doing a pretty good job pushing here. Spoilers, I do end up losing this match, but I felt it was a pretty good game by Witch Doctor. I had some pretty strong play overall. Here I am getting back into the thick of it. I missed my W. That was pretty bad. We could have gotten a kill on Zor, but it's okay. Actually, Ozzy was able to jump out of the ability there. Here comes Rex once again just owning me. I don't think I get away from this, yeah. So much damage, and I end up taking the level... What did I end up getting here? Did I go with Infested Toads? Oh no, this is where I end up getting Stone Skin, the shield ability. I saw that and immediately was like, give me that ability. I want to live a little bit longer. It provides a shield. I think it's... I forget the exact percentage, but 30% shield of your max HP is what that is. So if you're stacking that with your passive, you can get some pretty good defensive abilities so you won't just get focused down so fast. And I think it's really needed for a support hero like this. I'm not sure if his Q and E are strong enough to focus talents in that, especially when I've already chosen so many for the zombie wall already where they're going to be slight buffs, whereas not full buffs. But trying to stop this guy in the center. Got some backup from Zeratul. Arthas doesn't really take all that damage, but if you catch him at a zombie wall like that, and he walks in a straight line and runs into it, you can see how much freaking damage is done there. Like, I think Zeratul ends up getting him. I had to stop chasing with my W because I wanted to clear out that wave, but so much damage from the Witch Doctor. I still wonder if the if the W is a little bit too strong. His R, if you're not focused in a group fight and you can get your ult off, there's also an upgrade to it later on at one of the other talent upgrades, but it's also quite strong as well. It does a ton of damage, and if you're able to just sit there and channel it, because you can't do anything else, you have to basically move that hero around and it auto attacks things around it. You can see how much damage it does. Very effective at killing minion camps. Granted, I did have the Zeratul in there as well. Got a Dragonite by the enemy. Did I already miss the Arthas fight? I'm not sure where that fight occurs, actually. That might have been in another match. Or maybe it still happens a little bit later on. So we trapped the Tassadar here. You can see, even with a shield on Tassadar, he still took a pretty good amount of damage. I think Rex might jump on me pretty soon. I ended up using my poison on him here. Okay, yeah, nope, he didn't jump on me just yet. Force field from Tassadar was very good. Kept us inside of our base. Trying to focus down this Dragon Knight. When the Dragon Knight dies, the opponent that comes out of it is at full HP, so it's really not all that effective. I think one of the biggest things in this game is going to be targeting down the DPS, much like it was in WoW, where you kind of, at least in Battlegrounds, you always want to go for the healers first, never the tanks first, and that's probably one of the biggest issues that plagues people in this game. So we've got him on the run. We're trying to catch him here. Getting Pig into a W is kind of wasted because he can basically just ult, he can get out of it quite easy. I think my own W... Or no. We actually did have the kill on there, but Spruce knocked him out, unfortunately. The ETC has ability which knocks everyone around him back a couple feet. And that ended up knocking him out of the zombie wall. He was trying to get that extra damage in, but ended up working against us. At this point, we're losing pretty bad. We haven't gotten down their tier 1s or anything, so we're going to try to focus on getting some minions, but it's not really going to matter too much. And the game kind of just slows down against us, for lack of a better way to put that, moving forward. Trying to get some more mana, so I'm going to go get that Moonwell. Also learned that you can't shift Q in this, so you can grab a Moonwell, then decide where you want to go after that. Super Bruce already back to complaining, and to be fair, like everyone complains in a MOBA. I complain in a MOBA quite a lot. Not really too much going on in the match, so I think Heroes as a whole, I haven't given my thoughts on it too much on YouTube here. Oh, here's my Stone Skin ability. You see, he tried to jump on me there, and even with that, I was able just to wreck him. Granted, he was the only one jumping on there, and he jumped on a pretty ineffective placement by his team. But we were able to just own these guys straight up here in a team fight. But I think Shield is a super strong pick for the Witch Doctor. But going back to what I was saying, I think Heroes is a great game, and one of the most common questions I get when I stream is this game going to be competitive? Is it going to be an esport? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I think a lot of people right now are making it or forcing it to be an esports in the terms of StarCraft foreigners who no longer can play StarCraft because all the Koreans are playing. And really what it comes down to is it's not really up to us or it's up to them. It just comes down to, like, are the tools there and does the community want that? I think at its heart, a MOBA is competitive, so eventually we will see probably teams in this, especially if they get ranked up and going. And Blizzard always does a pretty good job supporting the different games. Okay, here's the 1v1 up at Arthas. But to finish that statement, I think eventually we'll start to see this become an esport. I already had like ESL Heroes follow me last night on Twitter, so the people that be are trying to. They're trying to. We do a pretty good job here. Rex once again gets on me. You see, he immediately blinks out of that zombie wall, but my shield is already down. We try to focus him, and does he? Oh yeah, he ends up getting away and then coming back. I think I tried to one him here, but he just ends up doing too much damage. We were kind of split. Super Bruce was attacking creeps instead of helping us in any way, shape, or form. There I go, blaming him once again. But he was a Debbie Downer this game, so you know what? Screw him. Screw him. Japes is pretty much screwed. He tries to get away by using his E, and then he picked the talent that he gets a little speed boost. He could have mounted right there, and I think he might have gotten away. It's one of the things I've been toying with, mounting in vision. Does he actually get away from this? Wow, he actually does. The jukes are real. Good play there by the DP on Malfurion, rooting that ETC. That was a pretty good play by both players, actually. Nice jukes indeed. So here is the level 20 stuff. You can get Swift Storm, which increases reduces your Hearthstone. I'm not really sure about that. You get the Blink, and then you get the Annihilating Spirit, which gives you increased range and speed. But really, at this point, I was all about survivability, so I ended up taking the Blink. In hindsight, I don't know if that... I'm not sure if that was the best choice. I didn't get to play around with it too much. I can see it being pretty effective. The range on it is quite long. I think I'm going to be playing a lot more Witch Doctor, though, and really figure out what talents I prefer on this hero. But it's really got to fit your playstyle. You know, if your team can't support you in the sense of getting people off of you, then picking some of these defensive talents is going to be the way to go. But if they can, then maybe picking a little bit more of the offensive talents with your direct damage, your Q and E, is going to be the way to go. Here we get a team fight down at the bottom. I tried to Oh, wait. We actually just owned Rex. I ended up using poison there. I thought I was going to W him, but it would have been pointless because he most likely would have just blinked out of it. We're pushing along, doing our best. Is this the 1v1 where I go up top? I'm having a hard time recall this. This might be the 1v1 against... Okay, yeah, this is it. We're going to have a cool fight coming up. I'm really excited for it. I think I have my my poison. I'm trying to get ETC to come up because he has the global ult where you can ult anywhere on the map and land there. But he was too focused on getting this kill, so I just ended up going up there myself. I was waiting for the pop, but that's one of the other things too. I think that heroes, to talk a little bit about global abilities, things like Falstead come into mind, where his Z, his mount, allows you to traverse the map. You can basically Z anywhere on the map and get there very quickly. It's actually really, really awesome, and it's one of the abilities that I want to play around with a little bit more because I think it's super, super strong. You go over and check the shrine, and then I end up going top. So this is going to be the 1v1 with Arthas here. And I basically just face roll all of my abilities, and you can see just how much damage it does. Arthas built very tank heavy. You can see right here. Just watch his HP drop. Just absurd amounts of damage. Pretty ridiculous that I can go toe-to-toe like that against the Arthas. And if I didn't have my shield there, I most likely would have died. A little bit of a support heal there from DP. Using that zombie wall to clear that wave. I'm looking for the moon well. It seems they have gotten that one, so I'm going to have to go further back in the base. They might have gotten both of them, actually. From this point on, the game really just starts to crumble for us. I think the other team, or I know the other team was queuing with 4, so they definitely had the teamwork, and they probably did better camps. You can see on the map there the 3 minion camps that they control were pushing us a lot, and it was quite annoying. A lot of damage there from the E on that that creep wave. I try to catch Zor here. Do I actually end up killing him? I'm not sure. I poisoned him. Jabe's taking a lot of HP. We do end up getting him. Wow. Forgot that it was that much damage. The 2 support here can't really do much against the Witch Doctor as well as the Avatared Muradin, who just wrecks if he is left alone. I stop this, but then I just get owned by Rex. I think he ends up ulting me. Actually, he doesn't even need to because the ETC is there. Kind of a bad play by me. I didn't really have a way to get away from them. I shouldn't have been out in the open. So MOBAs are a lot about placement and timing of where you're at in the map, a specific spot, as well as just having map awareness, and that was not the best. I get a little bit tilted here by Super Bruce, who had been a downer all game. We thought that we were going to be able to hold here, but they just focused down the buildings too much, and I think our team was also very reluctant to jump in. So we lose here. I don't really have too many thoughts about the loss. I wasn't upset or anything. The other team played quite well. But I think, I hope I showcased how strong this hero is. Granted, this is my first time playing it. Maybe there's some stuff that I have not seen yet that will make me think otherwise, but for now, I think the Witch Doctor is definitely a great hero in this match. I'm going to probably be doing a lot more of these different heroes. I've got an Abathur match already recorded, so we'll be going over that. Also got a Zeratul match. We'll be going over that. I think Zeratul is an awesome assassin hero. But if you guys have heroes that you want me to look over or anything else in the game that you would like my thoughts on, let me know in the comments. I love going back and forth and talking heroes with people. It's one of my favorite things to do now, as I'm super engrossed in this game. Ton of fun. Top takedowns on the team as the support. I'm just going to let that stand for itself. So that's it, guys. Those are my thoughts on the Witch Doctor. Play this game if you can. If not, try to find a buddy to get you an invite, because it is a ton of fun. I'm having a ton of fun with it. If you want to watch more heroes, you can head on over to twitch.tv/itmeJP and check out my stream, as I'm going to be streaming a lot of it in the future. That's all I got. I'm JP McDaniel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.